Major League Baseball tonight. Happy Felix night. Felix on the mound tonight against the Cleveland Indians. Let's take a look at some of the work that Felix has turned in. It has been nothing short of sensational. How about these last 13 starts, Mike?
Well, one of the best runs we've seen from any pitcher in this league. 7-1 record, but a 1.36 ERA. Opponents hitting just 170 against him. And how about 113 strikeouts to only 17 walks? Felix has done basically everything right over this run. It's one of the greatest runs I have ever seen.
This dating back to May 18th. He has been phenomenal, maybe the best in baseball. How about this one? The last 13 starts. The numbers they're just sterling.
The one I like on this one the most is the ground ball outs per 9 innings. 12.5 ground ball outs on average for Felix. That means he's keeping the ball down. He's getting good run on his fastball. Of course, the great changeup. But he's also been able to use his curveball and the slider. People ask me, is this the best you've ever seen him? And I tell them, absolutely. The numbers show that. But I think just even from the eye test, when you see him go out there, the way he goes about his business, this is the best Felix Hernandez we have ever seen. 7
innings, 2 or less runs. If he does it again tonight 14 times, he'd own the record himself. He's currently tied with Tom Seaver. He goes against Corey Kluber, who had a perfect game into the 7th inning in his last start. He's been very good for Cleveland.
Well, a lot of you may not know who this is, but this is a talented young man. He has a good fastball. He'll top out at 96 miles an hour. Also a hard breaking ball for him, and he'll use a cutter. Throws a lot of strikes, 65 to 70% strikes for this guy, so the Mariners have to be ready early. You do not want to fall behind him.
Last night at this time, we were clamoring for offense, some runs for the Mariners. Well, guess what? They produced some last night to come up with a victory. If they can do it again tonight, they'll get the series win. A lot of contributions. Nice to see the ball flying around the yard here at Progressive Field. Mariners going to make it 2 in a row. That's their aim with Felix on the mound tonight. And glad you're with us here on Root Sports. Mariners and the Indians, first pitch straight ahead. Skies look good above Progressive Field. Nice breeze with the American flag above to the south and west. Bad weather, but we believe we have plenty of time, a big enough window to get in. Game 2 of this 3-game series. The Mariners taking on the Cleveland Indians. Last night the Mariners win. First time since 2011, ending a 6-game losing streak. Let's take a look at the Mariner batting order tonight against the Tribe.
Tonight's starting lineup is brought to you by Chevron. A different look to the lineup again. Dustin Ackley leading off, 3 hits last night. First time in the leadoff spot, so he'll stay there. Chavez didn't start last night, back in the lineup hitting second. Then it's Cano, Morales, Seager, Morrison, Mike Zunino. You can say tied with the team lead with 16 home runs, tied with Kyle Seager. Long home run for him last night. Then it's Miller back in the lineup hitting 8th. Jones rounding out the 9 for the Mariners. And for Kluber on the year, 162 strikeouts with 33 walks. 162 strikeouts and 149 and a third. That's a big number for him. Opponents hitting .240. He has given up 10 home runs this year.
Great win by the Mariners last night. 5-2, ending a 6-game losing streak here in this ballpark. Kluber's been very good this year. 28-year-old out of Birmingham, Alabama. Came over 2 years ago, make that 4 years ago tomorrow, from the San Diego Padres in the Jake Westbrook deal. First pitch of the ball game. In there for a strike. Vic Carapazza out of Florida, an Air Force veteran. He's got balls and strikes this evening with Gabe Morales at first, Angel Hernandez at second, and Larry Vanover at third. How about Ackley, what he's been doing? .390 in the month of July.
A lot of people were wondering, getting his first start of the season in the leadoff spot last night, but he responded 3 for 5 last night with a couple of RBIs and a double.
Fly ball left field. Backing up Chris Dickerson. One away.
Take a look at the rest of the defense for the Indians. Michael Brantley will be in center field. David Murphy out and right. Chisenhall, the third baseman. Cabrera and Kipnis playing up the middle. Carlos Santana, the former catcher, is at first base. And Yan Gomes will do the catching tonight. For Kluber, again, his fastball, 93 to 94. He will top out at 96. Throws a hard breaking ball. Sometimes it looks more like a slider, sometimes a little bigger break, like a curve. But a hard breaking ball for him. And he'll also throw a cutter. His cutter will be about 88 miles an hour.
There's Endy Chavez. How about Kluber? Last outing against Kansas City. Perfect game for 6 1/3. Wound up getting a no decision. Fouled off.
His last couple outings, he's been on a pretty good run. Did give up 4 runs to the White Sox 3 starts ago, but against the Tigers, he went 8 2/3, pitching deep into ball games, 2 earned runs, and then the game against Kansas City, Dave, that you were talking about. And the reports are that he throws a lot of strikes. He'll be 65-70% strikes, which is impressive for a power pitcher.
You know it. 0-2. Fouled off by Endy. Kluber trying to win his 4th decision in a row. He's already done that once back in the month of May, where he went 4-0 with a 2.09 ERA. Terry Francona managing the Indians as a manager of the Red Sox in 07. He knocked the Indians out of the ALCS after being down 3-1. Here's Kipnis throwing out Endy. 2 outs to bring up Robinson Cano. And Cano, the only hitter in the starting lineup that has previously faced Corey Kluber.
1 for 4 against Kluber.
Cano still the number 2 hitter in the league behind Jose Altuve. Jose's at .343 and Robbie at .327. Bouncing ball up the middle. That Kipnis will throw out the Mariners' second baseman. 1-2-3 inning for the Mariners. Felix Hernandez about to take the mound when we come back. You're looking at the King, and he's in position right now in the role he's on to win his second career Cy Young Award. Mariners and Indians, bottom of the first. Take a look at the Tribe lineup that will face Felix Hernandez tonight.
For manager Terry Francona leading off, it will be the second baseman Kipnis. Then it's Cabrera. Brantley having a good year, hitting .316 overall. Santana, Chisenhall, Nick Swisher, the DH tonight. Last night, 2 for 4 with a double. Then you have Murphy, Gomes, and Dickerson rounding out the 9.
Fly ball left field. Backs up Ackley. One away.
And we'll take a look at the rest of the defense for the Mariners. Ackley in left, Jones out in center field, Indy Chavez getting the start in right. And on the infield, Seager at third. Miller back in the lineup. He will play shortstop. Cano and Morrison on the right side. And Mike Zunino, with his 16th home run last night, will do the catching again tonight. For Felix on the year, a 1.99 ERA, 11-2 record for him. 173 strikeouts, only 29 walks. Opponents hitting 197 against him.
And you thought 2010 was good.
It was.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah, he's setting another bar this year with what he's done.
13-12, a 2.27 ERA in 2010 when he did win the Cy Young Award in the American League.
It's amazing. Has a chance to set an American or a Major League record tonight. And when you look at him with the 13 that he already has, consecutive starts with 7 innings, 2 runs or less, there isn't anybody even close in this league.
That's right.
And a number of the people from the Indians were asking me about him, and I said it's the best that I've ever seen, especially over the time frame that we've seen it this year. He's been so consistent with his outings. And they were talking about his changeup. I said, you know, his changeup is still, in my mind, the best pitch in baseball, but he's had excellent command of his fastball. At times he's topped out at 95 miles an hour again. But he's also had a better slider and a better curveball this year. He has all 4 pitches working for him. He's just tough.
Goes back to when Harold Reynolds, our good friend at MLB Network and former Mariner, asked Felix, which one of your pitches is your best? And he said, all of them.
And I think we would have to agree with that.
There's Cano throwing out Cabrera, 2 outs.
You see the team record in his last 13 starts. 10-3 record. Obviously, he didn't get all the wins in those starts, but the team did well. Run support, 4 runs. Not that great. Look at the numbers. Home runs allowed, 3. Slugging percentage against .232 slugging percentage. On base percentage, just over 200. Just great numbers for Felix.
And that's with 9 no decisions. And in most of those games, he was tied or ahead. So, I mean, with a little bit of luck, that 11-2 would be something like 19 and something. Here's Michael Brantley.
For the Indians, they have a few hitters that have had success against Felix. Kipnis, the leadoff hitter, hitting .353. He ended up flying out in his first at, but Brantley .364 with a home run off of Felix. And the other one, Murphy, who's had more at bats than anybody from his days when he was with the Rangers. Murphy .308, but 3 home runs for him.
Brantley 0 for 3 with a walk last night. 1-1. Felix will cover. Nice operation. He and Cano. A 1-2-3 first inning. Good start for the King. Well, a smile, too, as we go to the second inning. Sports being brought to you by Ford. We are local. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, where there's a world of dining opportunities from gourmet Asian cuisine to the legendary seafood buffet. Mariner fans here in attendance in Cleveland. Good to see them. And boy, did they pick a great night. We get to see Felix Hernandez on the mound. Mariners trying to get game 2 in this series, wrap it up tomorrow night, and head off to Baltimore for a weekend. Felix and Cano having a nice laugh coming off the field. You think Felix covering the bag didn't expect to get the express from Robinson Cano from close range?
Well, we were talking about it laughing. With Cano, everything looked so easy, but I think he put a little extra on it. Felix was a great athlete, was able to handle it fine, but I think it surprised him a little bit. They were both laughing.
Thing some heat on it. Kendrys Morales to lead off. They're talking. You can hear him in Spanish talking about it during the break. They're having a lot of laughs. There's Morales. How's the phrase go? Looking to get untracked.
Looking for a better night. Had a tough night last night, so hopefully I'll have a better night tonight. You can see 0 for 5 last night.
He's 1 for 15 since his return to the Mariners. Slicing drive left field that Dickerson takes care of. Well, we're inside 24 hours before the trade deadline, and the Tribe made a move just hours ago, sending their right-hander Justin Masterson. They're going to get James Ramsey in return, and salute to their departed former teammate. Now they're wearing their socks, wearing their pants up high, just the way Masterson did, the big right-hander out of Jamaica. Just the entire 9 out there.
Well, it's interesting the way baseball goes sometimes. They were looking for Masterson to probably be their best pitcher this year. It's turned out to be Kluber, and Masterson had his struggles. ERA at 5.5. They certainly weren't expecting that. His velocity was down, and he didn't seem to have any answers for the reason why, but he'll move on to St. Louis. Maybe they can make some adjustments with him there and he can get things turned around, but it looks like the Indians end up picking up a talented outfielder, former first-round pick.
Kyle Seager looks at a strike.
And we talked about Kluber throwing strikes. 12 pitches, 12 strikes for Kluber.
Be ready.
When you look at his strikeout numbers, he's not somebody that you want to fall behind. I would look for the Mariners probably the second time through to be more aggressive. Indians, of course, have the shift on with Kyle hitting.
One and two. Mariners had Taylor and Zunino get hit by pitches last night. Kluber out of Birmingham, Alabama, lives in Jacksonville, Florida now. Foul ball.
We talked about it with Zunino. He is now tied for the league lead in getting hit. He and Chu have both been hit 11 times this year.
You don't want that on your baseball card.
No, that's not one you're trying to win.
One, two.
Chris Taylor, who was hit last night, he seems to be fine. Not in the lineup tonight, but I think it's more because of the numbers. Kluber is really tough on right-handers with that hard breaking ball, so he goes with the lefty Brad Miller at shortstop, but Taylor's available.
Righty's hitting 220. Lefty's 262. Kluber's a guy that this year just started really showing up in all that. When you watch the post-game shows, it's like Corey Kluber. It's like, my goodness, his numbers are really good. And as we mentioned, trying to win 4 consecutive games for the second time this season.
Well, so far he's topped out at 95 miles an hour. Basically stayed with his good fastball and cut fastball. Again, his cutter around 88, 89.
One, two. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think everybody in baseball obviously has a lot of respect for Felix, and they all enjoy watching him pitch. Terry Francona was talking about his pitcher. He said with this matchup tonight, if he wasn't managing, he would buy a ticket, come watch.
A lot of people would buy that. Beats the shift. Nice work, Kyle Seager. 1 out single here, first base runner. First base hit for the Mariners. Make sure you join us as we honor the man who led the Mariners to 840 wins and 3 division titles during his reign as Seattle's manager. Friday, August 8th, Lou Piniella Hall of Fame luncheon at Safeco Field. Make sure you're there to see Sweet Lou and other Mariner legends, including Hector Martinez and Jay Buhner. It's going to be an unforgettable afternoon. For tickets to this unique event on the Safeco Field Diamond, log on to mariners.com/HOF.
I guess we shouldn't be surprised to see Seager get the first hit for the Mariners. Kyle likes hitting in this ballpark. Hitting .417 in his career here at this ballpark. So it's a base hit going against the shift. And again, it was one of those deals we were talking about it last night, Dave. It's a fastball away from him. And Kyle now is starting to take advantage of that. I think that will be a huge advantage for him if he can get the guys to not shift against him quite as much. And we've seen him get a bunt base hit now and now hit the ball the other way.
And how many times, you mentioned it last night, they're shifting one way, pitching him another. Right? And talking about what the Cleveland ball club is doing against the Mariners.
Right. And well, not just them, we've seen that quite a bit this year. And it's hard to understand, but you have to make them change. And it looks like Kyle's moving in that direction, which is a good sign for him.
Morrison at 202 coming into tonight's action. And he's looking for a new map, a new road. 7 for his last 64 over his last 17 games.
Well, I think the hope is that he was able to hit that double in his last at bat last night. And hopefully that'll get him moving in the right direction again.
Mariners win last night 5-2, banged out 11 hits, left 9. Iwakuma got the win. 9-5, and Kuma now for his last 14 road starts, 9-0 with a 2.17 ERA. Well, back-to-back setup this is, having Iwakuma and Felix Hernandez. Then you're going to come back with Chris Young, who's got a great record at 9-6, and with a little bit of luck, he's already in double-figure wins. One out with Seager at first. Lomo's got a 1-2 count. Hit it hard right to Santana. Throws down for the tag. Gets the double play. Well done. Talking to Ty Van Berkeley on. He couldn't say enough about Santana, how well he's been playing at first base. No score. June 29th, what a gem Felix threw against the Cleveland Indians back home in Seattle. 8 innings of just outstanding work. 1 hit, 3 walks, and 9 Ks. Good stuff. Cano with a big blast in that one as well. Felix pitched a 1-2-3 inning. He'll face Santana, Chisenhall, and Swisher. 4, 5, and 6 here in the second inning.
With Santana hitting, the Mariners will put the shift on for Santana. He was able to get a base hit through the shift last night. See Brad Miller on the right side of the infield. Cano out on the grass.
High fly ball. Easy play for Ackley. Starting to see a lot of this. You talked about it.
Being aggressive.
Better get it early. I mean, early, not only early in the game, but early in the count.
Early in the count, yeah. You look at Felix's overall numbers, and most of the hitters have faced him and know what he's about. And the run that he's on, you can't afford to fall behind. And so I think he should be able to get some easy outs early in the game if he's able to locate his fastball, which so far he's been able to do. You can see 9 pitches, 7 strikes for him. But I think most hitters, they're not comfortable off of him, and we're going to see them try to be aggressive. And I think you'll probably see the same thing from the Mariners once they get through the lineup the first time. Remember, they have not faced Kluber, as you mentioned. Cano, the only one that has any experience against him, and that's just 4 at-bats. So as a hitter, you want to get an idea of what he has before you start hacking away, and I think we'll see more of that. And here's another lazy fly ball out to left. And I think the Mariners will be more aggressive the second time through once they get a chance to see Kluber, because he is on his game tonight, too.
Third put out for Ackley, 2 down here in the second.
Dustin Ackley may have had one of his best games defensively last night.
By that.
A couple of running catches over his shoulder out into left center field, was able to cut a ball off and hold a guy to a single with a quick, strong throw into second base. It was a perfect one-hop throw to go along with the 3 hits that he had last night. Really played well.
Quick 2 outs, Nick Swisher.
Oh, and he also played the 1 ball off the wall out there perfectly. Made a strong throw into second. It was a good night for him.
Strike 1 to Swisher. I'm talking to Ty Van Berkeley, the hitting coach for the Tribe, used to be with the Mariners. What's up with Swisher? Case of trying too hard. Hometown guy.